Hey, how are you all? I am pulling up my live here so I can see my comments, at least from Facebook comments. I can see comments here too, but it just makes me know that I'm live and all is okay in the world of Facebook. So when you hop on, say hi. Tell me where you're watching from. I'm gonna share me on a few places. There we go. Hey D, how are you? Hopefully you're having a great day. Um, there we go. Hey Cindy, how are you? Um, let's see. I haven't seen my. There we go. There's the comment on it, Penton. Good. I'm so glad. Hey Sherry. Hey Cindy.
What would you like to know about Cindy Manley?
I tell you what, it's okay. So today we're gonna have fun. She's in my contacts. So it was like, I guess it was the first one she hit. I don't know. Anyway, you never know what she's going to say when I say Sherry. So clearly she has renamed herself. So how are you all today? Hopefully you all are having a great Wednesday. And today we're working on another 6x12. I just realized I left a little thing in there. Um, and so we're gonna do another sea creature, and they're very pretty, but you probably don't want to bump into them in the water. They're kind of not nice. So if y'all can, it gives me giggles too. So y'all can tell me what we're doing. Um, just from that. We're gonna have some fun with some other stuff. So we're gonna get started because I have 1 hour to get this done. But anyway, so y'all tell me what you think we're doing with just the description that I gave. And so let's switch screens here. Get my other one. Yep, you nailed it, D. She got it on first try, I tell you what. And so I guess I did kind of give it away pretty good though, didn't I? Like I wasn't a hard guess. All right. So we're on our quest, right? For the pearl, right? And we're maybe hidden. And so we'll see. We'll see if this gives us a little more of a clue. As to where this is. Yes, jellyfish, yes. So we're going to start with our background. I am using my Paint Pixie paints. Y'all can pick these up either on my website or by using my affiliate code. You're just above average and talented. We know that. We all are. All of you are. So this is the color of the month, Caribbean Cooler. This is a consistent across all of these friend pieces, right? And so I want to have some synchronicity. Oh, I didn't even show y'all. What am I thinking? Let me switch real quick. This is for the paint and retreat. We are painting little friends to go with our mermaid and sea turtle that we're doing next week for the paint and retreat. There will be no lives next week. None. So guys, if you want to paint with me, join the paint and retreat and come paint with me. And so we're doing 3 things. You can choose to do as much or as little as you want. We're doing the mermaid with glass and resin. I do 2D. It's a beautiful color. And while these are not the Paint Pixie colors, these go beautiful with the Paint Pixie colors that I have chosen. So it all works beautifully together. And so you can see, like, look at the seahorse with this one. Look at the crab with this one. It all goes very pretty. So we're doing this mermaid, and it's acrylic paints. We are doing glass and resin. You get the tracer, you get the supply list. This is a 12 by 16 canvas. We are doing this sea turtle. And so this is just acrylic paints. And we are doing the sea turtle. And then for the third piece, it's a piece of functional art. We are doing a tote bag. And so you can choose to do your tote bags or not. It's up to you. But they're a lot of fun. You painted a sea turtle? Yeah. They're fun. They're a lot of fun to paint. And so, but those are what we are doing. And this week we are doing Little Friends, and I'm going to provide the tracer in the private group. You get access to a private group. That's where all of the Zoom paintings are streamed into. So you have access to those for however long Facebook allows that to be. So we're going to have some fun today. And I debated on doing this, but I'm going to do this. Just because of some current events that are going on. I don't know if y'all have been seeing where there's a lost vessel, submarine, not really submarine, but a submersive vessel in the ocean on the Atlantic side. It's really kind of very scary situation for those 5 members on board. So I debated doing this, but I'm going to do this. And we'll just say a prayer for that they can not only locate them, which they have heard some noises, which that's a very good sign, but they're very depending on where they can triangulate them, it may still be a very dangerous situation. Hi, Betty. How are you? I'm excited to paint with you, Betty. And so we're gonna create like a little murky situation here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And in fact, we don't really want it to be perfect. We're just going to use a little brown and a little black mixed together. And we're just going to create, trying to see, okay, y'all are seeing it right. My screen is mirrored on my computer, but y'all are seeing it right. Like, it's going to be very murky. So we don't have to have any kind of level of detail. And in fact, the less we have, the better it will be. So, Mount Vernon, Texas. How is the weather in Mount Vernon, Texas? I know there's been some crazy weather all over the states, like severe weather, etc. Trying to figure out what I want this to look like. I don't know. I don't want it to be too big. And don't worry, it's not going to stay like this. You're like, what in the world is it? I don't know what it is yet. I mean, I know what I want it to kind of resemble, but I don't know yet. I don't have it yet. I'm working on it. Trying to figure out like what kind of kind of looks like a dragon, doesn't it? Oh my Lord, Betty, 4 days and nights? Oh Lord. I'm glad you got it back. Yeah, I heard that there was having record heat in Texas. I did see that. I didn't know if that was kind of like in your area or where you are versus where that report came from. I don't know. And so we're just creating some stuff that, might be like leftover, right? I don't know. Because you got to remember it all breaks down, right? And so this could be like, I don't know. We want it to look broken. Want it to look old. Obviously, I think most holes go like that. So we want to kind of go like that. Never experienced it for that long before. Yes, it is hard. We went one time, we had a little hurricane here that came through, and I'm in Virginia. I'm in Central Virginia, and every now and then, depending on how a hurricane hits, we can get like either really strong tropical storm or we can get like a hurricane like 1 or something like that. And several years ago now, it's been, I don't even know. I have to stop and think how many years ago it has been. We had a hurricane come through and we were without power for like 14 days. It was crazy. And at about day 10 or maybe it was not quite that far into it, they were working on lines like just right down our little road. Our little road has 4 houses on it. And what had happened was we had it was Hurricane Isabel. Sherry will remember it. I think she was probably here then. And they were working on the lines just like right on our road, but our little 4-house road, it's the line is buried after it gets off the road, but a tree had come down and had just knocked the line that comes off the road that then goes to where it's buried. It had brought it down off the pole there. And so it only was like our 4 houses affected. And so the guy, my neighbor, talked to the guy and he was like, "Oh, it's going to be so hard and it's going to take, longer than what we have, and we have to go by priority," which is all true. And we know that's all true. And I mean, we weren't, we was just kind of trying to figure out like, how long is it going to be? Right. And so anyway, he was telling him all this stuff and talking to him and spending all this time. I'm putting in a little bit of glaze and medium. We're going to use a little bit of glaze and medium today. And so, oh, Betty, you don't even want to know. I was like, I can't even say on Facebook because I don't want to get the whammy. But yeah, it was not good. I had to at one point. We were able to thankfully find a generator, which we paid way too much for. But about day 8, we got a generator. But anyway, after this conversation with my neighbor, so I'm using a little bit of the Caribbean cooler. I grabbed a little bit of green. We want to create, and I'm picking up a little bit of that glaze and medium. How it gets on my brush doesn't really matter. I just want to create this like murky water right over top of our shipwreck, right? And so anyway, it was he was going on and on and on about how long it was going to take and and all this stuff. And so anyway, come to find out, oh, before I do that, let me do this. Using a little bit of chai latte. That at about anyway, so when they came to fix it, right? My neighbor and actually my husband at the time, well, I mean, he's still my husband. he survived. Because we got a generator, he survived. Anyway, they were kind of up at the road when the guy came to fix it, a different guy. It took him all of like 15 minutes to fix it. And the other guy like explained how hard it was going to be. And it took him like, in the time he was telling my neighbor how hard it was going to be, he could have fixed it. It was so funny. It was so funny. It was like, because my neighbor was like, are you done? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm done. It's and my neighbor was like, you're kidding me, right? And he's like, no, it's fixed. It's fine. You're going to have power now. And sure enough, we did. But he had to go but he fixed it in like no time. My neighbor was like, in the 5 minutes you were up, it took him longer to get his truck there where it needed to be. And like the thing lifted up and for him to get up on it and, and then it did for him to fix it. He legit just like put the two pieces together and it was done. So it was unreal. But yeah, my neighbor, he ended up putting a sign up at the top of the road at like, I don't know, day 12 that we still have no power. I think he was trying to shame them into the fact that we still had no power. But I'm gonna grab a little bit darker green too. I want a little darker. A little darker. Because I want this to be really murky, right? And so, but yet I want it to be kind of clear so I can see through and we can kind of see that there's this thing hanging out in our water. If you get it too thick, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You can always just pick up a little more glaze and medium and just go back over it and lift it up. We kind of just barely want to see that we've got that in there anyway. So yeah, they have this like, I don't know if y'all have seen the news or have heard about it, but they have this vessel that went out to tour the Titanic off of Cape Cod, and it is now missing. They've lost communication with it about an hour into its, I guess, maybe 2 hours. I think it said like an hour and 40 some minutes into its voyage, and they have not like been able to find it. Although they last report they did hear some noise, so hopefully they can triangulate it, they were saying, and figure out where it is. And then they were like, well, that's the easy part. And I'm like, I don't know. The thing said that they were doing like a 10,000 square mile search. I'm like, that seems like crazy to me. 10,000 square mile. search. It's a lot of area. And they said the vessel is about the size of a van. And I'm like, that big a space, and you're looking for it's like a needle in a haystack. So pray that they find these people and they can get to them. I don't even know how they would if they find them, how they get to them, depending on where they are, could be really bad. So very scary. And see, that's why we didn't need any detail, because we don't want any detail. Yeah, that's what they said they heard was knocking sounds. That's very promising. But just praying that they find these people and that they're able to rescue them and get them out of that situation. Hey, Catherine, how are you? Well, we're just started, and so we kind of like we wanted this murkiness, right? And so it's all about the ocean. The more this green you bring in, the more murky you make this down here at the bottom, because it's how it would be. Me too, D. Me too. I'm like, oh, that's a lot of money. I was like, okay, Lynn, you have a good rest of your day. Like, that's a lot of money. But, I mean, I guess when you have that much money, you don't have anything else to spend it on, because you can buy literally anything and everything you want. And so I guess they're just like, we'll just go to the moon and we'll go down to see that. And I don't know. Okay. Oh, I love that murkiness. So we put our like kind of like ship in there first, right? This can be whatever ship you want it to be. It doesn't matter. We're going to dry this real quick. I know. Gee, I know. I mean, it sounds great, right? If you had the extra money to go and do this. But it's like there's a whole safety factor in this that's just like, I mean, I don't know how a company can ensure safety, and I guess they can't. You probably have to sign 1,000,001 waivers that you won't sue them or anything else. Like if something happens. I mean, they say that one of them is like the sun, and it showed a picture to one of the men, obviously very well off, um, businessman, and his son. And it's like, if you want to be older and do stuff like that, that's great, but don't risk your child's life. I know you want your children to have experiences like that, but dang, it just seems so sad. But just pray that they can get to them and get them rescued. I want to really make it murky. Okay. I want to really murky that up. I don't want you to be able to see. Me either. Me either, G. Me either. Like, I like sharks in that water that are bigger than that thing. No, thank you. No, thank you. And they might decide that I look tasty. I don't know. No, thank you. I see a little hole right here I want to grab. Not that it'll probably matter when we're done. But yeah, it just really scary. So y'all, Catherine lives off of the coast of North Carolina, and I happen to know that down there they have several shipwrecks that are down there. So maybe these are waters off of the coast of North Carolina. And so, hey Dee, how are you? All right. So halfway in, and we've got our background. And so, yeah, I know that there are that there's some shipwrecks there off the coast of North Carolina. And so, Catherine, have you ever gone out to the shipwrecks? There's one that, like, when tide is low, you can actually see like the mast sticking up out of the air, down into the air. It's pretty like cool, huh? All right, so I've got some orange papaya. I've got some candy apple red. I'm going to get some yellows because we want to pull those colors in. Obviously, we don't want it to be the color of our water. No, the recent one. Oh, they moved. Oh, the recent one they moved yesterday. Oh, wow. I didn't know that there was a recent one that had done that. I know that there's like a German U-boat. And there's this one. I don't know the one in the mask. But that's been there a while. I don't know if they've moved it. They might have. But one of the cottages we used to go down and stay at, they had like this map. And it has the different shipwrecks there, and like I guess like their location, but I don't know how to read it, so it doesn't mean anything to me. There are at least 2 a month. Oh my lordy, I didn't realize that. Wow, I didn't realize that many ships wrecked there. But I guess I mean, the legend there is that the locals used to bring them in with lights using their old nags. That's how I got the name. And so, like, I don't know if that's a legend or what, but that's what I've always, you can read that about that area. So we're gonna have some fun with some jellyfish today. And so I just kind of want to get my basic, like, where we're gonna put them. These could be pretty big jellyfish. We're just gonna put like maybe a couple or 3. I don't really like to have 2, but we're gonna have like 1 big one and then maybe like 2 smaller ones just hanging out somewhere. I don't know where the third one's gonna go, but we're gonna have these 2 here. And so we're just gonna kind of create like a little umbrella, kind of like a little, just think of it as like a little umbrella. That's the best way to think about it. We're just going to put some lines down. Now we kind of want it to be a little bit see-through, right? I had no idea that there was that many. I guess like the smaller ships maybe You know, like maybe the fishing boats and stuff like that. What was it that went on TV? I think one of those um had a went down there too. And so for this one, we want to have bigger, and for this one, we'll have a little smaller one. But this one we want to be kind of big. We might put another one somewhere here. I don't know. Kind of want to create these bigger little things first. I think they call that show like The Deadliest Catch or something like that. My husband watches it every now and then. I don't usually watch it, but if he's watching it, you know, I'll be in the same room and see it, obviously. We're gonna do something like that just to give it a little bit of tentacles. Yes, that's the word. Tentacles. And so this one doesn't have as much. But yeah, it's kind of scary. I'm just gonna put some color up in here, and then you're gonna see what we're gonna do. Kind of want them to glow a little bit, right? So we're putting that yellow down. They're not going to look like they're so outlined. Maybe they will. I don't know. I'm debating on that before we're finished. Hey, Christy, how are you? I'm going to pop a little bit, just some color down into here. We're very much ad-libbing this, guys, which is fine, right? Okay. I'm going to clean that color out of my brush. I'm going to go back and grab some more glaze and medium. Now, I'm going to kind of reactivate, and we're going to make it kind of look translucent. We put that color in there. And this is where the glaze and medium is going to help us. And then I've got another thing, if I have time, I want to add to it. Notice I'm letting it reactivate. I'm letting it mix, but I'm also pulling up some of that color. I'm going to do the same thing for these. Thank you for sprinkling. So, who's excited for the paint and retreat? I am so excited for it. It's going to be so much fun. Okay. I'm going to do the exact same thing for this one over here. And you can see how that glaze and medium is just kind of like reactivating our paint. It's making me out, it's allowing me to make it kind of translucent. So you can kind of see through it. I am too. Okay. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to put another one in, like right in here, maybe somewhere in here coming down. I don't know. Not a very big one. Maybe just like another little small one right here. I just don't like to have two. It's kind of my thing. I like to be odd, right? I like to be odd. I'm laughing. Because why not be odd? These are kind of like the bigger ones. We're going to come back and we're going to add some more. But, you know, they have these like, well, mine are going to have them. I looked up a couple of them and they seem to have like these big things. And so, thank you. They seem to have like these bigger tentacles like coming down from them. And so, again, we want that glowing property. So we're going to add that yellow, and that's the lemon crinkle that I'm adding. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit of that glaze and medium. Now this one's going to get, because I've already got wet, this one's going to do even more than those up there. You're going to go right on, you're going to see right on through it. But that's kind of part of it, right? You want to be able to see right through it. Okay. What's my time? Oh, good. We're good. All right. Now I'm going to grab a little liner brush. And I want to work in these same colors. I'm actually going to pick up a little bit of more yellow. I'm going to work in my glaze and medium. You just see I'm grabbing all of them. And this is where we're going to put in our other lines. And it does not matter. The only thing we want is we want it to be kind of want to put in all of these like little lines coming in. And we're just going to grab different colors. We don't want all of the same colors. We don't want all of the same directions. And we're just going to put in a whole bunch of these. They can cross over. They can be shorter. They can be longer. Whatever we want. Just make them very organic in nature. Now they kind of come underneath, so don't come up on top. You know, I kind of got up on top a little bit there. I just went over top of it. And these are these big old boys. These are these ones that you really don't want to come in contact with, because if you do, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. I haven't added any water to it. It was already wet paint, and then I just went in with the glaze and medium. And so it's going to make it more translucent because it doesn't have to really reactivate anything because it's already up here. These had dried when I went in with the glaze and medium, and so um that's where it was a little bit different. I'm just gonna come and I'm gonna focus on my edges, right? So where it be like a little thicker, just gonna make it look a little thicker. No, I do not have glaze and medium in my store. Well, Paint Pixie does, so there is that on my website from Paint Pixie. That's the one I'm using. You can also get the glaze and medium from Michael's. That is fine too. But I am using the one from Paint Pixie today. Just go give some indication that there's like some sort of something happening up in there, you know. It's kind of like they're see-through, but there's still like there's a body to them in there. Well, not really a body, but you know what I mean. There's like a mass in there, but you want it to be smooth. And that's where that glaze and medium is going to help us smooth that out. Probably come in with a little bit bigger brush with my glaze and medium and smooth it. You know, you want your glaze and medium to basically, you know, it should say something on it about produces a glazing effect, makes your paint translucent, you know, something like that, because that's the effect you want, is that paint is translucent. And so that's what you want to look for. Deco Art has a brand that I love. This brand, Paint Pixie, does the same thing. That's the key, is you want it to create that translucent effect. So like you can see through it, but not see through it at the same time. And so, of course, however much you add is whether or not how much you get to see through and how much you don't get to see through. You can make it almost completely see-through. You want to make something glow. It's an awesome way to make something glow. We're going to be using it a lot come next month when we're doing our Christmas in July, because you can have a lot of fun with it. It's definitely one of those, you want one of the products. Yes, the Hobby Lobby, Michael's. Yep. And you could get it in the fine art section too. Just be careful in the fine art section that you're not getting the wrong thing, because sometimes you can. There's a product, and I'm trying to remember if it's Golden's product or what product it is, that it's kind of not the same thing. And I can't remember right off the top. Can anybody remember that for me? Like what product it was? We talked about that product before, and it's not the same exact thing, so be careful about that. You want to make sure it says gives a glazing effect, that and it makes your paint translucent. There's like now I have a pen tart product called pouring glaze. That's a totally different thing. Not the same thing at all. It does not do it. Yeah, Liquitex has a glaze in medium. Yeah. And so I do have a pouring glaze, but that is not the same thing. And so just for fun, I kind of thought maybe we could put I got a little bit of time. Feel like I need something here, but I don't know what I want to put here. Seems like I have like something not I have a lot of open space right there. I don't know what I want to put there. I'm kind of loving these. So I don't know. I don't know what I want to put there. Yeah, I guess I could do a little seaweed there. That would work. That would probably be good. A little bit of seaweed. That would be really good. In here. And so, all right, Amanda, switch brushes. Don't be like all day doing seaweed. You got the other things you want to do. Oh, that would be cool too. Maybe so. Wish you had come up with that idea before when I was putting in my thing, but I can still do it. See, when y'all come with great ideas like that, and you're like, well, dang, I already got this. It's no big deal. Watch. I'm going to put in a little bit of a let's make it little. It don't have to be big, right? Great things come in small little boxes. Oh, there we go. Who knows what this is holding? Who knows? Of course, it's got to be buried in some sand, right? Kind of made me think of another idea too. We can put over here a little bit further. There we go. We have something like that. Again, let's just bury it, right? It's sitting back there a little ways. Sitting back there a little further than our little box there. It depends on no, we can't go. We can't get there this fast. We gotta go slower. We can't find the pearl this quickly. That'd be no fun. Okay. That would be no fun. I gotta dry that. Okay. All righty. Hey, Lynn, glad you're back. You didn't miss much. We added a couple of things to our little piece here. All right, now I'm going to go back into that glazing medium. Pick up my murky colors again, right? And yep, we're going to paint right over it. Of course, we can't let it be that bright. We got to set it where it needs to be set. And so we need to put it in that water. We're going to use that glazing medium to build back our murkiness from our water. The wind is just blowing here. You're going to almost kind of like our little vessel up here, you're going to almost lose sight of it. Right? Again, if it gets too thick, just use a little bit of that glazing medium to thin it out. No big deal. And you can see how we're just gonna keep on. And how murky I make it, I can send that wheel back even further from the little chest. I can give some space between it. Just by concentrating in there. Put a little bit on top of our seaweed. It has been raining here. I don't think it's raining right this second, but it might be. It has been. Y'all, and I gotta give kudos to my little boy. He has been so good. I don't want to brag on him too much, because when I brag on him too much, he manages to but I've been telling him to leave it, and he leaves the water puddles alone. And y'all know how happy that is making me. Like, you legit don't know how happy that's making me. Because if he loves anything more than anything, I don't know what, but he loves jumping in water puddles and mud puddles and just having himself a dandy old time. We all think about our underwater piece. It's definitely different, huh? But I'm actually kind of really loving it. I wasn't sure about the jellyfish. I was like, I'm missing Brenda. I don't think she's on. Haven't seen her. I got a few minutes. Y'all want to take it to another level? Y'all want to see if we can take it to another level? Let me put it like that, because I might mess it up. Y'all know I have these embossing powders, right? I want to dry this one, make sure everything's really good and dry before we do anything. because this is where, I don't know. Yes, Cindy, try. I think it'd be fun if we could do just a few little spots, not the whole thing, but just give it a little sparkle. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to use this decor glue. So I want to, and this gets tacky, guys. This is like not necessarily for this, but I'm using it for this because it seems to work. This dries clear. You can use it for foils. You can use it for velvet powders. Notice I'm not getting everywhere. I'm just getting some spots with this. Because I don't want it to be all over. Put a little bit up here. Maybe a little bit out there on that one. That's probably good on that one. And just a little bit down here. And then on this one, we'll put a little bit on the top because I think the tops will be pretty with it. Maybe just a little bit on that one. Okay. Put a little bit here. Now, when this dries, it dries clear. It's usually milky color. We're not going to really wait for it to dry though, because we don't need it to dry for us for this. It's fine to do this while it's wet on this. Now, if you're doing foils or you using this for velvet powders or something like that, you're going to want this to dry and to dry clear. And so, okay. This is called Decor Glue Tacky. And it's a product from Pentart. I carry it on my website, and it can be used for foils. It can be used for the velvet powders, but it also can be used for the embossing powders that we're going to use. And so that's what we're going to use them for. Now, I'm going to try to see if I can do this in a controlled manner, but y'all know me, and control doesn't always go hand in hand. Yeah, you can use it with sheets of foil, or you can use it with the flakes, either one. This is pearl. I've got clear. I've got something called bridal. I don't know what that looks like. I've got sparkle. And then I've got gold. I've got these others. I don't think those. I think we're going to play with these and just see if I can control this. This is pearl. I think pearl would be very pretty on some of them. So I'm just going to reach in and like deposit some of the powders onto my tacky glue. Like I said, I'm trying to do it in a controlled fashion. We'll see. We'll see how this works. I want to get it on there and not pick up so much of the actual, like, tackiness. Of course, I'm picking up a little bit each time, and you can see it, like, attaching itself to my brush. It's okay. The key is, though, it needs to get on there. We'll see what it's gonna do. This is either gonna work or it's not, right? And so no big deal if it doesn't. If it doesn't work, we just be like, "Oh, well, okay." And when I put my clear coat over top of it, it won't be tacky anymore, so we won't have to worry about that. Put a little bit of pearl on that one. I'm gonna put just a touch of pearl on this one. I kind of want to put a little bit of all of these. And I want to put a little bit of pearl on this one. I really want to see what these look like. And so I'm excited to see what they look like. Get a little extra, it's okay. Just wipe it off or whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, ideally you dump these, but I don't want to dump them because I want this to be, I want to use different ones on the different areas that I have put the tacky glue down. And so, okay. Just gonna wipe my brush off. All right, we used that one. And then this is called Bridal. Yeah, you can use it with sheets of foil. You can use it with the little flakes. You can use it with the, obviously with powders. Just have fun with it, guys. This is, what did I call this? Bridal? It's very sparkly. This is very sparkly. This is going to be pretty. I know it's kind of hard for you to see it. I know you can't probably see it, but you will when I add the heat. And so that's where these embossing powders really, really shine, is when you add the heat. This is gorgeous. This is going to be so pretty. I got a couple more. We did the sparkling one, you know, on our little mermaid shadow box. We used that on the little sand and, what did it say? Shell sand and something, or I don't forgot what it says, but anyway, I can't remember. My brain cells. Hopefully we're getting it thick enough. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right. And then I'm going to do the sparkling because I just love that sparkling, what it does. And so let's see if we add a little more up here, maybe. Maybe we won't do the clear. I have another project that I think I'm going to do the clear on. This is where we just have fun. But, you know, I kind of see jellyfish as like sparkly, shiny, like, I mean, if you're going to play with, if you're going to have fun with them, right? And so now the fun part. If you got extra, just push it over into an area where if it's no glue there, it's not going to stick, so it's okay. We'll see how well we did. Now, this is where you have to have heat. You do have to have heat. And it can't be just like a hair blow dryer heat. It has to be like, ow, that burns heat, okay? So like I have this set on 400. And I want to make sure it's hot. They have embossing guns that you can buy. And you can get them relatively cheap, like 20 bucks. But then you're going to just come back on there. And you're going to heat your embossing powder. And you're going to see it kind of bubble up. It takes a minute. You don't want to scorch your stuff, but it does take a minute of like hovering that air over top of it and heating it. You got to heat it up. And it bubbles up. So it gives you a little bit of dimension. Can you see the dimension we're getting? Oh, it's so pretty. I hope y'all can see this. You will see it before. I will hold it up and let you see it. You just knock off all your other embossing powder that may be on there so it doesn't interfere. Yes, I'm sorry, Brenda. I said, where are you? You can always catch the replay. But can you see? I'm going to turn this up because it's time for me to be saying bye. And so I'm in love with it, guys. I think it's so pretty. You can see with the light all of the like shiny. That's the embossing powder. I'm not sure I like the, I mean, the pearl is okay. You can see the pearl is up here, like it's just pearl, right? It's okay, but I'm really loving that bridle. Look at that bridle. Look at the shine. The difference. I think so too. It made the difference. And we got our little like start of a I might want to go in there with a little more murkiness and kind of gray that out just a little bit. But there is our sea friends for our mermaid and our turtle. They're not so much sea friends for us, but they are friends with their mermaid. So little jellyfish. And so tomorrow I'll be live at noon and we'll be painting more friends. Now I'm just going to use the exact same thing I used on all of the others, the Caribbean cooler on the sides of this, just to kind of, frame out our sides. Yes. Yes, get it out, girlfriend, get it out. You will need some medium for it. So the embossing ink that you're using, you're not going to be able to use on a canvas, but of course you can use them on stamps and, but you're going to need a little medium for those, but you can do that 100%. But anyway, you might be able to just to like use your ink pad. I don't know if your ink pad you can transfer with the paintbrush or not. You could try it, see if that works. Or get you a new ink, for it. But there you go. You have some embossing powders. I think everybody does, right? From like the years back of scrapbooking and all of that stuff. So you're going to want to pull out all your papers and all your stuff because we're going to be having some fun here with some papers also. So anyway, if you have all that stuff, I know many of us do have a whole bunch of it, and it's very popular right now. And it's like, let's have some fun with it. So y'all will never used embossing powders. Okay. Well, if you've never used them, they are fun. They mainly have existed. You see them more with like card making, scrapbooking, junk journaling, and that's kind of why they're making that comeback, is because so many folks are now into journaling and the junk journals and creating like little small pieces of art, and you're seeing a lot more of those embossing powders come back as the paper crafts are sort of picking back up again. And so everything is cyclical, right? And it's just a little different. um you did a lot of scrapbooking. I'm surprised you never used embossing powders with all the scrapbooking, because that was like one of the things to add that little shine and bling and all of that to it. But that's where I had my first. Well, actually, my first was card making, and then it went into more of the scrapbooking. But that's like a long time ago. Anyway, oh, it's 1:14. I gotta go. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.